Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the den where we're going to share another shave today. And today is a real treat. We're going to try something very vintage. We're going to try some Colgate cup soap. I don't know how old this is, but it's got to be from the 70s or 80s because this puck was 79 cents. I'm opening it for the first time here live on camera just to see what it looks like. The box isn't in real great a shape, but I thought I would experiment or show you guys what it looks like in real time. Now, it says Colgate Palmolive on the stamped on there, and then it says Colgate Cup Soap on the other side. I'm gonna do this in the most sparing way possible to try and preserve this puck, but I just wanted to see what the soap is like. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the spider technique. I'm going to rub the soap on my face just kind of after I get a little water on there, and just use the edges so that the impressions are preserved. But I'll get some. See, I'm going to use just the edge like this and rub it on my face. Get an idea of what I'm sure this is. It feels pretty slick just holding the wet puck, so we'll see what it's like when we actually lather it and see what it's like. So far I can tell you it's pretty slick. It has little if any fragrance to it. It's just soap. I imagine this is very like Williams. But I do enjoy there was a radio show in the 40s and 50s for the Colgate Shave Cream Hour or something like that. The name is escaping me right now, but I'll put a link to it in the description. And look at that. This is soap has got to be at least 40 years old. And how it's lathering up just from kind of flicking the brush across it. We'll put a little more water in there and see what it does. Isn't that amazing? Fantastic. I imagine that didn't use very much of the soap either. This would be, you could probably make this puck last a year, just like my friend Spider did his Williams. I'm not going to try it, of course, but you could. It's fantastic. Today's razor is just it's a razor I got from a friend of mine. This is a feather, a limey green feather, and feather SS, and it's using a Kai Pro Touch blade. This is the first shave on this particular blade, and we'll go from there. Kai is like the made in Japan. It's like the number 2 blade manufactured next to Feather. I've never tried them side by side, Feather versus Kai. That'd be an interesting exercise. Might do that someday. The soap, plenty slick. No problem with that. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's better than a modern soap. It's just pretty darn good for it is. It's a good old soap. I bought it because I was fascinated by it's a hobby of mine. I listen to old time radio programs. And so I picked it up. And yeah, it's pretty darn good. I wish I could have found a box in better condition, but in its day it was a consumable item. It's like finding an old peanut butter jar and thinking, this is great, why didn't they save peanut butter jars? Well, because they eat the peanut butter, and then you had a jar. What are you going to do with it? You pitch it. It's done. And that's what consumable, a cardboard box and a shave puck comes in. Who's going to think to save one of those? It just is not going to happen. First shave, first pass. It's a pretty darn good shave. I'm already socially acceptable. I may have ooched myself a little bit, but I've not had a new blade and a feather for some time. They last a good long time, these kind of artist club blades. And you can't really strop them, at least the guarded ones you can. But that's not to say it's impossible. It's not likely it's to happen. So I'll do kind of against the grain done here. That radio show is quite something. I don't know how to put a link, like in the video, like in the picture here. So I'm just going to, what the heck was I just doing? I wasn't even shaving with the sharp edge. Aside from the soap, which I'm excited to use and listen to old programs, thinking, what is your fascination with these things, Rich? That's a fair question. Why do you like old radio programs? It goes back to what we talked about a few days ago. What time era I seem to identify with. And you think about old time radio, it hit its peak in the 30s and 40s, petering out in the 50s when television came along. Dang, that's a good shave. Heck yeah. That's impressive. I'll go across the cowlick here. Don't even really need to do that, but it'll save me a little bit of irritation here later. What I would considered like the peak of American civilization at the time. And it's a real slice of what America was like in those days. And I'm just fascinated by that. Great shave. Let's look at us with the alum. If you're watching this far, you're probably a fan of vintage, nostalgic things. I think we have that in common, and so I enjoy sharing that with you. We had no buzzes with that soap, or with that shave. Let's hit ourselves with some witch hazel CBL Q-Bibby witch hazel. Kind of a light citrusy fragrance to it. Kind of nice. You know, I didn't even think about what aftershave I'd use. Well, that just means I'll use the Nivea 2-in-1 Pow 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 from Nurse Dave. So it divides into two parts. You know, it would be yellow and clear, but it's good. I don't have to go anywhere today. Didn't need to impress anybody except myself. So I'll just use Nivea today. Good stuff. And that's it for today. Had a great shave thanks to some vintage Colgate, which I'll put back in the box. I probably will use it again sometime, but good to keep it in its box. Keeps it from falling off the shelf and stuff. A little corner of it fell off, so I'll just stick that in the box with it, so keep all the pieces together. So we used Colgate shave soap. We used our Feather AC SS with the Pro Touch blade. Oh, I didn't talk about the brush. I used the same brush I did for the last shave. It's my Frank Shaving 19mm named Macy. Thanks so much for coming to visit. I'm Major Rich, and you see me at theshavingcountry.com. Thanks for finding me on YouTube. I'd appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. Don't have to, but it helped me out a little bit. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.